Haley and Carrie, first of all, congratulations on a great season. I know it doesn't end the way you guys wanted it to, but just the way the game played out today, it felt like you guys were attacking the whole time. You never found one in the back of net. Was that the same kind of read you all had on it, or how do you feel like it played out? Carrie, you go first.
Yeah, it was tough. Microphone. It was tough. Yeah, it was tough. I think the last 2 games, that's kind of been the story. You know, like, we have all the attack, we get all the chances, and it just doesn't fall our way. And, I mean, the last 2 games we've been shut out, and we've had 2 shutouts all year in, 20 games? So it's tough. Definitely on the field, it felt that way, that we were getting all these chances, it just wasn't falling our way. It happens in sports. It just happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just how soccer is. I think it probably hurts a little more knowing that goals we've given up in the last 2 games come off our mistakes. I think that's a little harder to swallow, but that's just soccer. That's life, and that's what we signed up for. And I think we did more than we ever could have dreamed of coming in here 6 years ago, 4 years ago, but it's just how it is.
Talk a little bit about their defensive formation. They were giving you room a little bit. They were sagging back, but once you got in position to maybe strike or score, they kind of closed the door on you a little bit and sort of pressured up a little bit higher.
Yeah, I think they definitely had a plan going into that. They were going to drop in the midfield and kind of either allow our service or step up right when we thought we were going to serve the ball. And, I mean, it worked out for them in the long run, but that's just what people choose to do, and they chose to sit in, and that's what they planned for, and it worked out for them. So props to them for doing that, but I thought we did what we needed to do, and we followed our game plan, and we dictated the game. It just didn't fall the right way for us.
Talk a little bit about Elena Malakis, their goalkeeper, her effort today. She made some pretty courageous plays.
Yeah, I mean, she was brave. She was willing to come out. She was grabbing every ball in the air and crossing the ball however many times I did. I think that was very frustrating, playing it too close to her, whatever it was, her coming out. I mean, she was strong, and she grabbed a lot out of the air, limiting our chances definitely in the box.
So you guys just kind of wrap up your careers here. You're both going to move on to bigger things, but just talk a little bit about your accomplishments here and how you're going to reflect on your experience. Obviously a tough day today, but some great things led up to it.
Yeah, I mean, 4 years ago, I don't think I would ever say that we would win 3 Big East championships and play in 3 NCAA games. I don't think that was ever. Sorry.
Yeah, just going off what Jacko said, I think when you looked at Xavier before we got here, you're like, oh, you know, not many wins in the Big East or whatever. And when Nate came in and his coaching staff, that came Kelsey, Taylor, Cannon, all of those guys, like they had a mission. And each year you got to re-buy in. You got new players coming in, and I mean, it's just unbelievable what we've done in 4 years and 6 years later. It's just I can never imagine I've done this. Like, oh, here it comes.
I mean, there's so much room to grow. Like, all these girls coming in, there's so much talent. Think about 4 years ago, I don't think we were anywhere near that amount of talent. We just had the buy-in, and coming in, I don't think I could have ever dreamed of having a better coaching staff, better people to support me. I mean, these people are going to be here forever, so.
And kind of going off that, what are some of the philosophies or ideas or things that you hope that you two leaving this program have instilled on the people that are going to bring this program to where it is still and continue on and continue this legacy that you two are going to leave behind?
I think the biggest thing that I think we would both agree on is just how big relationships are. You know, when we had our off year last year, I think that's something we struggled with. And so we really kind of pounded that in the off season, and then going into preseason with the new players and just buying into, like, investing in each other. Because when you can really invest in one another and you are intentional about it, like, the sky's the limit. It really is. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, that I want my legacy to leave. It's just how big that plays a role in the success on the field.
Yeah, I would definitely say the leadership. I think part of being leaders is instilling leadership in others. And I think a lot of things that we do, we bring out other people and how they lead. Everyone leads in different ways. And I think that's going to continue on, and people are going to find their new roles next year, and they're going to come into roles like us, and other people are going to do different things. And I think that's where it's exciting, is next year more people can step up, new girls come in. It's just a constant cycle of investing in each other, bringing along the younger players with the older players. And, I mean, all these relationships that we have are just going to continue on for years.
And the last question on my end, you look at this conference this year, you all are picked 7th in the preseason, and this conference ends up getting a handful of teams into the NCAA tournament, and Xavier wins the conference in the regular season. And for the strength of this conference and how well everybody played, for you all, regardless of what happened tonight, to be able to win the conference in the regular season over the long run, it means a lot, and it speaks a lot to the strength of this program. How do you feel when you look back at this season and what you were able to do coming off of last spring to rebound so quickly, just with a few months, of a turnaround? Looking at that 7th rank in the preseason to then being able to just dominate the conference like you did, what do you think was the light bulb moment for you, or where do you think things changed to be able to do that?
I mean, I think it was kind of the decision, looking at the rankings of the people looking onto us and all of the coaches making those decisions. They obviously decided to look at 2020's record and all of the COVID stuff, and they decided to look past what happened in 2019. And I think for us older players who were there in 2019, that was part of it, was let's show them that it wasn't a fluke, that this year can be the same thing. And I think that was just something we invested in off of the field. We knew there was an issue last year, and we really focused on that and moved forward with that going into this year. And I would say, again, just the relationships are the biggest thing. Success comes from relationships on and off the field, and obviously the underdog mentality, we've always been successful using that as well. So I think getting picked 7th was just another thing pushing us to reach our goals.
I mean, we knew last year was a little bit of a fluke, and even last year, I felt like we were still talented. We just like off-field stuff was getting in our way, and I think when we kind of had this almost new influx of people, coaches, or whatever, that was game changer. And coming into preseason, our freshmen are freaking good, and next year they're going to be freaking good. So that helped a lot. And so yeah, like I said in one of the interviews, I don't blame them for picking us 7th. I really don't. If you look at 2020, whatever. But our mindset was so what? We can change it. And under our leadership, I don't think we were going to let that happen ever again.
Guys, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.